So in my last video, I explained what a stock is, and now you hear about this thing called mutual funds. Now I want to break down what a mutual fund is and why it is beneficial to you. So what is up? I am Brandon Young, if you don't know who I am. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, be sure to go and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. Now, we went over what stocks are in my other video. I'm not going to go over what stocks are. You could just watch the video. I'll link it up there so you can go watch that again. But mutual funds, man. Mutual funds are awesome because they differ from stocks because they kind of minimize risk. Now, let me explain that a little bit. Now, with stocks, you don't want to just put your money into any stock. You always want to do your research, your due diligence, as I always say. But when you have a stock, right, and you put your money into it, essentially there's always going to be risk. There's almost risk in everything you do. And your job is to minimize risk. But with a mutual fund, right, essentially it's not one stock. It can be 5 stocks, it can be 8 stocks, depending on the fund that you put it in. There can be a lot of stocks, and essentially what's that's doing, it's minimizing your risk because it's putting your money in a lot of different stocks. Now, how does this work? Now, imagine having or being a part of a mutual fund, right? And say there's a lot of different people, and people want to buy Amazon stock, and Amazon stock or Facebook stock is very expensive. Facebook stock is right around, I think, 185, 190, right? A lot of people don't have the money to do that. So Facebook is like 190. Netflix is like over 500, I think. It's like, that's a lot of money to just get one stock. Now, instead of getting one stock, essentially what a mutual fund is a lot of people like you and me lump summing or putting their money together. So say you got $700 and you got $1,000 and another guy has $1,000, and essentially what they're doing is they're combining all the money into a fund and using the fund to buy multiple stocks, if that makes sense. Now, why this is great is because say you want to be a part of these big companies that on a regular day basis you can't just go out and be like, I'm gonna go and buy 10 shares of Amazon, because Amazon's pretty expensive. You're gonna need a lot of money to invest in Amazon or maybe Berkshire Hathaway or all these other companies whose stocks are probably, or shares are like $600 a pop. You can put your money into a mutual fund, have a small percentage of all those companies in one fund. So you're essentially invested in all of these companies, yet you minimize your risk because some of the companies will do okay, some of them will do great, and you'll just have those ones in the middle that aren't doing good but that aren't doing bad. And essentially you're gonna get some type of rate of return, and it minimizes your risk. It's not really gonna be like, oh, all these companies on the list are gonna do bad. I mean, the chances of that are very slim to none. I mean, it can happen, but the chances of it is very slim to none. But with a stock, you're putting your money into one stock. So if it does bad, then it just does bad. If it does good, then that's great. But there's no really factor where, you know, there has a chance where something else can cancel it and make it go up, and something else can, you know, cancel it and make it go down. It's like either it does well or doesn't do well. So with a mutual fund, that's kind of what you're aiming for. Now, why should you use a mutual fund instead of stocks? So I was really into stocks heavily, and I was putting, you know, large lump sums of money into stocks, individual stocks. And I kind of got out of that because with the mutual fund, you can be a part of bigger companies, which means is like when you get stocks, you're always gonna, depending on who you are, depending on your budget, you can only really invest in smaller companies with share prices that aren't that high, in my personal opinion. With these bigger companies that are continuously growing, like Amazon, they're becoming a behemoth, and you may not have Amazon money to invest in them. With mutual funds, you can get a portion of Amazon stock and you can get a portion of all these other different stocks without having the headache of knowing, okay, I put in like half my life savings just to get like 5 shares. Like, yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully you understand what a mutual fund is, and in another video I'll be explaining more in deeper detail why I've started using mutual funds. Anyway, hopefully this video has helped you out. Hopefully you know about mutual funds now. You're not only gonna, know about shares, you'll know about mutual funds as well. So let me know if you like these new videos, and see you in my next vid. Peace.